Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Happy Sunday. Happy first day of the week, Knicks Nation. I hope you're all safe and sound and that you're enjoying what's left of your weekend and that your family is safe and sound and that your family is enjoying what's left of our weekend. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome and greetings, Wallflower, Omari Belgrave, Chauncey Beckett, Sister Miss Nancy Stevenson, Aaron Spalding, my brother Malik Shabazz, Grand Rising to you, Deshaun Wilson, Donnell, Third Eye Butler, Tony Tippins, Severe Georgeson, how are you? Camario Jarvis, Senior Beef, my brother Organic Fanatic, how are all of you? I hope again that you're all enjoying your weekend. And here we are in the middle of July, the midpoint kind of the summer, really. The way I noticed in all my years, the way it goes is the first unofficial first day of summer, unofficial, is Memorial Day weekend. This when pools open up, people start going to beaches. You got a long weekend, blah, blah, blah. Then the unofficial middle of the summer kind of is July 4th. And then the end of the summer unofficially is Labor Day weekend. And right now we're kind of in that middle part. And, this is also, where you, as far as the Knicks, things get strange. We're in crazy season. Now also welcome, who was it? Victor Rivera, welcome from Colombia. One day I'd like to visit Colombia. Lawrence Williams, Chauncey again, Chauncey Beckett, Webb. Welcome to all you, my brother Glenn Costin. How are you doing? Jay Anderson, Sang Freud 929. What's up, my man? How y'all doing? So this is the middle of the summer. Summer League just finished for the Knicks yesterday, and now we're going into what could be more crazy season with Evan Fournier. We'll talk about that. G. Bostino, how are you? Again, what's up, Malik? So I wanted to go over. It's really crazy, but Knicks Nation has long memories when something negative happens. Okay, so they have a long memory for Kristaps Porzingis, for example. We know he did us wrong when he left, and we don't want him back. They got long memories for that. They got short memories for other things. For example, people look at this year's Summer League and they forget last year or the year before that. And we're going to remind you of some things. I've had people actually say, Isaiah Roby is going to be in the rotation, or Isaiah Roby is better than Obi Toppin. It's like, no, seriously. Some of y'all, you got to get off of this hard drugs and this hard liquor. Y'all got to. And then somebody said, well, I understand what you're saying, but Roby is at least better than Obi defensively. Before I show you, let me explain to you. Okay? This year's Summer League team, are you ready? Let me tell you that this year's Summer League team sucked. It was bad basketball. It sucked. Okay? Period. We're going to go through a couple of years Summer League, and I'll let you understand why. And I think what it is because you're watching bad basketball. You're looking for positives out of it, maybe a glimmer of hope. And again, if we was playing spades, okay, and I was dealt the hand of this year's Summer League team, I'd say I got two in the possible. Okay, we was playing spades. You're playing spades. Usually there's four, right? And and then you and your partner and the other team and their partner, and you look at your hand and you tell your partner, say, how many books you got? And you say, well, I got two and two possibles. And the partner say, well, I got X and X possibles, right? Y'all who play spades know what I'm talking about, right? So you playing spades and you say, well, so out of this year's Summer League team, I say you got two and two possibles. Okay. The two are Daquan Jeffries and Charlie Brown Jr. Those are the only two NBA level players that you had on the Summer League. Those are the only two. And the two possibles are Jalen Martin and Trevor Keels. And that's possible because you're talking about 2 years, a year, 2 years down the road. Then neither of them are NBA players right now. Neither Keels nor Martin are NBA players right now. They're not. Okay. But Jaquan Jeffries is an NBA player. Charlie Brown Jr. is an NBA player. Now, I'm not saying they stars, but I'm saying, to play in the NBA, you're one of the 400 best basketball players on planet Earth. So that's saying something when you can say you're an NBA player. Okay. Lewis, look, thanks for the $5. I don't see how some of these fans say Tibbs is a bad coach after watching Fizdale. Yeah, he absolutely, like I said, I don't understand it either, Lewis Love. Thanks for the $5. I don't get it. How could you look at Tibbs? How could you look at David Fizdale, Jeff Hornacek, Derek Fisher, and be complaining about Tom Thibodeau? I don't understand how you could do it. You got to know absolutely nothing about Knicks history or basketball. You really don't. Okay. You must have the biggest conniption up your behind in history for you to be looking at, Jeff Hornacek, Fisher, okay, and Fizdale, and then get Thibodeau and got the nerve, somebody, you got to fire him. Some of y'all, like I said, I got to the point where some of y'all, I just ignore you because it makes no sense. You're showing that you're in junior high school somewhere and you're looking at NBA 2K. You're showing that. Okay. And I don't want to waste my time with little kiddies. I always say on my channel, 18 or older, because I don't want no little pimply faced kids, trying to talk about basketball. We don't know what they're talking about. You understand? Kendall, thanks for the $5. Austin and Kendall. Hey, welcome. Yeah. So I just ignored it. But let's talk about Summer League for a second before we go. I'm going to talk about IQ and Grimes. Since we're still dealing with Evan Fournier. We're going to talk about that. But look, I want to show y'all some things. Okay, wait. 21-22. That is the 21-22 Summer League. The 2021-2022 Summer League. Now, we starting there. Obi Toppin and Emmanuel Quickly had just come off their rookie seasons. Because usually players play Summer League before their rookie season and after their rookie season, generally. So those two guys had just come off of their rookie season. They did not have a Summer League when they were drafted, if you recall, because of COVID. They had the bubble that summer when they were drafted. They were actually drafted in the fall. They had the COVID year, the first COVID when they shut the league down early. They had the NBA draft in October. You remember that year. So Obi and IQ didn't play Summer League until after their rookie season. So they played in their rookie season. Now, that year, at the end of their rookie season, it was 2022, and the Knicks drafted that year Grimes, Jacob Toppin, Deuce, and Jericho Sims. So those guys had all gotten drafted that summer. None of them had actually played an NBA game yet. And then you had Obi Toppin and you had Emmanuel Quickly, who had played a rookie season. Okay, so yeah, Derek Fisher sucked. But if I gotta explain that to you, okay, wait. Anyway, so so I'm trying to set the stage here. So in 21-22 Summer League now, okay, Obi plays 6 games. Obi averaged 21 points and 8 rebounds a game. 21-8 in 6 games in the Summer League. Hey, wait a minute. Does 21-8 sound familiar to y'all? 21-8 sound familiar? Does it sound a lot like 20-8? Huh? That was after his rookie season. Okay, after his rookie season, he was 20-8 for the Summer League. Okay, 20-8. He shot 34% from 3, 45% from the field. And wait. Obi shot 89% from the line. Obi was getting 35 minutes a game. That's after his rookie season. And he was 21-8. Wait a minute. Does that sound familiar? All right. What did I say? If Obi gets more than 30 minutes a game in Indiana, he's going to average 20-8. Isn't that what I told you? This was him after his rookie year in Summer League. Okay? Some of y'all forget. Wait a minute. There was Emmanuel Quickly, who played in 5 games that summer. He played 34 minutes a game. He averaged 20 points a game and 8 assists a game in the summer. Wait a minute. Then there was the rookie that had never played an NBA game, Quentin Grimes. He averaged 15 points, 42% from the field, 41% from 3. He shot only 67% from the line, 6 boards in the summer league, his rookie season. These are guys that could play in the NBA. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, these are real NBA players. Then there's Deuce, never had played in the league, just drafted, summer league in 6 games, averaged 15 points. Wait, listen now. He shot 53% from the field. He took 6 3-pointers a game and hit 50% of them. He shot 88% from the free throw line. Deuce McBride. These are real NBA players. Some of y'all forgot, what a real NBA player, because you're looking at these scrubs and you're not really. Wait, I'm not finished. There was this dude that the Knicks signed before the summer league, the end of that season, and gave him some money up front. Wait, this sounds familiar to y'all. Gave him some money up front, and his name was Luca Vildosa. Wait. Y'all remember Luca Vildosa? And I had people telling me he's going to be a starting point guard for us. He's the guy we really needed. Luca's the missing piece. Luca's going to definitely be in the rotation. Luca's better than Emmanuel Quickly. And I was telling y'all at the time, he's not an NBA player. And some of y'all arguing, you don't know what you're talking about. Hey, wait. Y'all remember Luca Vildosa? Wait, I want to make sure, because some of y'all fools is out there campaigning like this dude could play. Y'all remember Luca Vildosa? And I told y'all, some of y'all was coming at me, man. Y'all know, bro, he's better than IQ. He's way better than Deuce. Deuce can't shoot. I don't know who this Deuce McBride is. And I was telling you, Luca Vildosa was on that summer league team. Luca Vildosa averaged 6 points a game. Okay, didn't hit a 3, didn't get to the line, and he's out the league. And I told you he was not an NBA player. Let me tell you something. You ready? Isaiah Roby is this year's Luca Vildosa. Let me say that again. Isaiah Roby is this year's Luca Vildosa. See, it's the same thing. Y'all went crazy looking at highlights, right? And you thought, this is a great player. Don't get fooled. Don't get suckered by highlights. Highlights, brethren, are designed to make a guy look good. Do you know that? Highlights are designed to make a player look good. You got to look past the highlights. You got to see the nuances. So like people was looking at Roby and they was tripping. And I was telling y'all, did y'all look at the scores of the games that he played in? His best highlights were in games that he played garbage time. His team was down 15, 20, 30 points, and he came into the game. And those are his best games. When he started, there wasn't all that. Okay? And so though his best games were in garbage time. Garbage time. Wasn't even competitive anymore. Okay. And I don't want to hear about his right ankle. Look, man, this is summer league. If you can't be available in summer league, come on, yo. He hardly played this past season. He hardly played. And you telling me he's hurt already? And some of y'all think he's an NBA player? Wait, this is a guy in his 5th season? Wait a minute. I'm not done yet. I'm not done spanking some of y'all yet. Wait. Let's go to last season. Last season now, Obi and IQ wasn't playing summer league. They had just last season, they had finished their 2nd year. They're not going to play summer league. They don't need to because they are NBA players and they were both in the rotation. Okay. Let's look at, bro, you sitting there saying, stop Obi. Chris Haynes, man, stop using drugs. I didn't just give you my opinion. I gave you statistics. I gave you stats. Numbers don't lie, fool. I just gave you stats. Numbers don't lie, fool. Come on now. Wait a minute. Last summer, 22-23. Wait, Q-Dog. Here's Q-Dog. He played 30 minutes a game. He averaged 23, 42. He went 42, 31, and 67. And he averaged 4 rebounds. But wait a minute. Lewis Luck, I remember some people thought chased him. Oh my God. Yeah, you're right. You right, Lewis Luck. Chased Randle. Oh my gosh. Thank you for the $5 and thank you even more for that comment. That's right. Oh my gosh, man. Oh my gosh. So wait a minute. Last summer, this is last summer now. Q-Dog had just played his rookie year. Quentin and Miles McBride has played his rookie year. Wait. Let me roll off some of Deuce's numbers from last summer. Some of y'all think that Trevor Keels could play basketball in the NBA, or some of y'all think Jalen Martin. You know what really set me off, y'all? There was a New York Post article. I forgot the fool's name, but he must have been really drunk that day. And he had the nerve to say Quentin Grimes' minutes is in jeopardy because they just got Jalen Martin. I was like, dude, find another gig. Do something else. Because you don't know what. I was like, what? What? I was like, what? Anywho, Miles McBride, this is last summer. He played 5 games. Miles McBride now. He averaged 17. He played 29 minutes a game. Averaged 17 points on 50% shooting from the field, 36 from 3. Wait. He shot 95% from the line and did 5 assists. You want to know what a real NBA point guard looks like? Go back and look at Miles McBride. That's an NBA point guard. Okay? That's a guy that belongs in the league. Wait, Jacob Sims, 12 points on 80%, of course, shooting from the field because everything's a dunk. Didn't shoot any threes. 40% from the line. 9 rebounds a game. And y'all remember Farron Hunt? Y'all remember Farron Hunt? I like Farron Hunt. Actually, I did. I like Farron Hunt. I feel like Farron Hunt is a fringe NBA player. Actually, if I'm going to be honest with you, Farron Hunt's better than Isaiah Roby. They should I'd rather them bring back Farron Hunt than sign Isaiah Roby. I'd rather them bring back Farron Hunt. I like Farron Hunt. You understand? And he's no longer in the organization. Okay. That's how bad this year's summer league was. This year's summer league. Now let's get to the scrubs from this year. So Daquan Jeffries and Charlie Brown Jr. both averaged 20 points a game. Both of these guys. Jeffries shoots 50% from the field, 33% from 3. He shoots 1,000%, 5 for 5 from the line. And they took him out after the first game. You know why I feel like they took him out after the first game? They said day to day, but he's already got a contract. I feel like he's already locked up a spot, on the regular roster. He shouldn't have to. In my view, he shouldn't have to play no more summer league. Don't be messing with him. If he tweaked his ankle, he's already there. Don't worry about him. See, Daquan Jeffries should get one of those 2 roster spots at the end, of the bench. He definitely earned that. Okay. And then you got Charlie Brown, who's 26. Charlie Brown he played 29 minutes a game. He averaged 20 points. He shot 55% from the field, 38% from 3, and 80% from the line. Plus, he went and got 6 rebounds a game. This is a guy, Charlie Brown Jr. I don't know where he came from. He was on Philly. He was on Philly last year. Philly was stacked, so he could. Here he comes. That's an NBA player. Okay, Charlie Brown Jr. is an NBA player. He really is. He should be on the roster. I think, what I'm saying? Rather than waiting for a mirage and Isaiah Roby, that's what it is, a mirage, because he can't play. Give him his $2 million and let him go somewhere else, man. So that's all I'm saying. This year, and I'm saying that's 2. So you got Jeffries and Brown. Those are the 2 NBA players that are on the roster this summer. The 2 possibles are Keels and Martin. And I mean possibles. Keel did look better than he did last year. I will give him that. He has improved a little bit, not tremendously, but he has improved a little bit from last year. A little bit more confident, a little bit more command. If y'all notice that, a little bit more command of the game. He still takes terrible shots. He still doesn't know how to actually run the team in terms of the Knicks were down 15-1. Did y'all see that last night? They were down 15-1. And Homie is coming down without passing the rock and hoisting threes. Okay? Hoisting threes. That's not what the point guard's supposed to do. Okay? No, Chris Hayes. Oh, I get it. Chris Hayes is one of them crackheads. Oh, I get it. So now you're talking about Charlie Brown because he had a good summer league? Wait. You the same fool talking about Obi? Oh my gosh, man. Look, I admit RJ is not the most efficient, probably one of the least efficient players at his position in the NBA. But to try to tell me Charlie Brown should start because he had a good summer league, dude, I didn't know they were still selling Wild Irish Rose or Thunderbird. You drinking that mess, man? You need to leave that mess alone. They designed that to kill brothers. Leave that Wild Irish Rose in that Thunderbird. Leave it alone, man. And I don't know, they used to sell that OE. You drinking that OE, man? You need to leave that mess alone. Yeah, Mad Dog 2020, you need to leave that mess alone. That's not good for you, bro, because look what you're doing in here. Dang, come on. Wait. He actually said you should play Charlie Brown. You can't make this stuff up. You know, I gotta say, man, the Knicks Nation, you got in sections of Knicks Nation, right? You got extremely knowledgeable people that know basketball, know good basketball. Then you got these little slivers, crackheads, knuckleheads, winos, and you know, they just out of control, man, out of control. It's like, come on. What? What? OG Anunoby is different. This fool talking about Charlie Brown. OG Anunoby is all NBA defense. What are we talking about? Are we? Tell Snoopy to get out of the chat for calling. I know. Louis Luck, you on fire today. Louis Luck, you on fire today, man. You on fire. Yeah, but you know what, GD? You can't troll in my room because you're going to get called out. You can't do it. You just can't do it. Y'all should know you can't do that because all of a sudden you're going to get called out. Okay? I have fun with trolls. I be treating trolls like, a spider treats a fly. Done caught. You know what I'm saying? Oh, shoot, I got one. You know what I'm saying? Damn. This fool said he should start. Woo! Daggone, man. We're going to talk about the OG situation, but I just wanted to get the air cleared on this Summer League situation. The Summer League team, this is the thing, brother, seriously. I feel like the Don squeezed what he can. See, this is the thing some people still don't get about the Don. Y'all got to understand something that some of y'all still don't get. I mean, there's still some of y'all out there that, look, if you don't know nothing else about Leon Rose, understand this. He gets the most talent for the cheapest price that he can. Okay? He squeezes to get the most talent for the cheapest price. Some people just out there, going to trade half the team. You got to trade half the team to get Siakam. You got to trade all your crook kids to go get. You got to get PG-13. That means RJ, Obi, Grimes, IQ, and 3 first. Some people act the fool. And they've catnip for a small section of Knicks Nation. But the Don don't do that. Okay? The Don don't do that. Homie is looking in the scrap heap for what he can get for free. Homie is going to Goodwill and getting his fur from there. Homie is getting the most value that he can for the cheapest price. And I am so happy because that's my kind of dude. I like that. That's my kind of dude. And the second thing I like about homie is he keep his mouth shut. And it makes the media, you hear all these media types, right, that think they done did something because they got access to talk to these players and still don't know what the hell they talking about with regard to basketball. But he don't care. He don't let y'all in. Or you want to know what he's doing? He going to issue a press release when he feels like it. Okay? That is my man. That's my man right there. See, because look, in New York, this ain't Oklahoma City. Right? This ain't Oklahoma City. This ain't San Antonio. Okay, this is New York. In New York, if you in the Knicks or the Giants or the Mets or the Yankees or the Rangers even, and you sneeze wrong, oh, there's a trade rumor. Right? Oh, he benched so-and-so. It's a big news. This is New York. Everything is magnified by 100 when you in New York. Everything. Okay, this ain't, like I said, this ain't San Antonio. This ain't Oklahoma City. This ain't Portland. This ain't Minnesota. This NYC. So you got to be careful how you handle business in NYC when you on the Knicks. The Knicks president of basketball operation, the Knicks GM, the Knicks head coach. These are the hottest seats in all of basketball. I don't care. You can tell me LA if you want to. I don't care. There's no place with the hottest seats in them positions than New York City. And I love how the Don handles his business. You don't let y'all know nothing. You don't let y'all know nothing. You know what? You want to know what Leon Rose is doing? Seriously? You got to look at his track record. Look at what he has done. See, what happened is media is so busy griping and whining, and then they pick up, there's certain sections of Knicks Nation that picks up this as catnip. Like I had somebody tell me the other day, do you know they offered Grimes and RJ and 3 firsts for PG-13? And I said, please, what you just did is you regurgitated catnip that was clickbait garbage from some writer that needed something to write this song. Look, y'all gotta understand, some of these guys that have big platforms and they get paid real dollars to do this. See, I'm not pro, like I'm not out here trying to get interviews with players and all that. I don't do that. I'm not trying to mock them, but I'm saying when you get to the summer, some of them don't got nothing to write. So they gotta make something up. Y'all gotta understand that. And they know that if they make up something and they put certain names in it, all y'all gonna be on it. It's gonna blow up on Twitter. And they just earned their next week's pay. And I hear that. It's entertainment. Okay, it's entertainment. Now, this is the thing, though. There are dudes that are entertainers in the entertainment business, right? So, like my man, what's the dude name? KFTV, Knicks Fan TV, the franchise. Homie is making I'm so glad he blew up his channel, making his money. But what he's doing is he's involved on the entertainment side of the entertainment business, and he should blow up. That's what I'm saying. He should blow up. Me, that's not me. I'm the analytical side, the more boring side, honestly, of the entertainment business. I'm not the entertainer side of the entertainment business. I'm the analytical side of the entertainment business. You understand? So I'm analyzing this, especially as a Knicks fan. I want to see how close are we to long-term sustainable winning. I want to tell you, long-term sustainable winning, building it, it's boring. It's not exciting. It's boring. Okay, it's boring. Okay, you get your same plays, you draft your guys, you go through the draft process, you go through the development process. It looks like it's like watching grass grow. Okay, but in the end, it's the best way to build an organization. So I'm on that side of the game. I'm not in the game of the entertainment side of the game where I'm trying to feed your BS because y'all can click on my channel. I'm trying to analyze and bring the real. And it works because most people, and like I said, I'm using CP the franchise because he's got a great channel. He built it up over the years. It's blown up. Homie's doing big time interviews. He's on big time platforms. And that's why, because he's on the entertainment side of entertainment. See, basketball is entertainment, sports is entertainment, and he's feeding into that from his channel. You understand? So I'm trying to analyze, like I give y'all numbers. So I'm not guessing, I'm looking at numbers and I'm looking at things and I'm analyzing, I'm trying to tell you. Now you want to know what Leon Rose is getting ready to do? Look at his track record. Isn't that the best way you can tell what he's going to do is look at his past. What has he done? How has he run his business? From year one, from the first draft. Did y'all remember? Homie was flipping players for second rounders and moving up and down the draft board and flipping players to move down and get the guy that he wants. I mean, he was doing that chess business from the first draft. Okay, y'all know that he was doing that chess business from the first draft. And the thing is, with regard to a Julius Randle, right? For example, look here. The way the Don would look at this, he don't care about Randle's attitude. As long as Randle is not causing trouble in the locker room, which apparently he's not, okay? As long as that, he gets emotional on the court and acts the stupid fool. But to the Don, he was voted All-Star and All-NBA. So to the Don, no matter what we think, Julius Randle is worth X number of dollars and X number of draft capital because he made All-NBA. I know y'all don't like it. Some people say, why do you keep mentioning that? No, it is relevant. That's why he's not being traded. That's why they traded Obi, which they hated to do, because they weren't going to get for Randle what the Don is figuring he's worth. Because the Don gets the most value for the least money. You got me? That's why we may hate. I might want Julius to be traded. I definitely wanted Obi over him. There's no doubt, but I understand. It's like what they said about OJ. Some of y'all remember OJ Simpson? Like I remember him when he played at Southern Cal. That's how old ahead I am. But when them two murders of his ex-wife Nicole and the other young man Brown, what's his name? Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman got killed, and brother came out a comedian, right? And I mean, I'm not saying it was funny, but this is what he said. So during the course of the trial, everybody was watching. Some of y'all might be too young, but that was 94. Everybody was watching that trial all day, every day. Everybody was. So we was working and watching. So part of, Nicole had dialed 911 because OJ came in there and hit her. OJ came in there and hit her, right? And that's what they were dialing 911 because they had the recording of her saying it's OJ Simpson. He's in the house. He's acting crazy, and you hear OJ in the background yelling and screaming and cursing up a storm, going crazy. Well, we later found out that OJ came over to see his two kids, and he knocked on the door and nobody answered. So he went around and looked in the window. Now his two kids was upstairs, and his wife was on the couch performing fellatio. Y'all know what I'm saying. She was performing fellatio on some dude when he was coming over there to see his kids. And so he kind of didn't like that. First, the kids in the house. He was coming. She said, he's like, you could have waited till I took the kids before you start tripping like that. You could have waited till I took the kids. But she was in there doing her business with homie, whoever homie was, while the kids were upstairs and OJ came over to get her. So what the brother said that was talking about this, he said he shouldn't have killed her. He shouldn't have killed her. But I understand. You understand? I'm not saying he should have killed her. But I understand. So that's what I'm saying with the Don. I'm not saying he should have traded Obi Toppin. But I understand. You understand? I understand. You see what I'm saying? Some of y'all can't get that. Even what I just said, some of y'all get it, some of y'all don't. I know some of y'all understand, some of y'all don't. I'm not saying he should have traded Obi Toppin, but knowing the Don, I understand. Okay? Keith Watkins, thanks for the $10. Late logging into the yard, work hard, honeydew day, 21 years married. I'm sure you know the deal. Can I get a quick synopsis of the program so far? We're talking about how bad the Knicks Summer League team was and why it was. And now we're talking about how the Don really did a business in the Summer League. I'm getting ready to explain that. So what I'm saying is, I don't like that he traded Obi Toppin, but you understand he's trying to get the most value for the least money. So he's got Julius Randle, an all NBA player. In his view, this is an all NBA player 2 times. And he's an all NBA player that you're paying a little over $100 million for. Do you know how much money is Jaylen Brown getting ready to sign for? A minimum $290 million. Do you know that? He's signing for a minimum $290 million. And you got an all NBA. This is the way the Don is thinking now. You got an all NBA player for a little over $100 million. He's not giving that up. That's money right there. You understand? That's money right there. He's not giving that up. You understand? But I'm telling you the real. Listen, you may not agree, but what I'm saying is you should understand. Okay? You should understand. Now, speaking of that, I did a video earlier last week about really the best lineup, according to the personnel that the Knicks now have, statistically speaking. And I brought out the numbers, as y'all know, is Brunson, Emmanuel Quickley, and Grimes. That's your best lineup. Okay? That's your best lineup if you want to win the most games for the Knicks. That's best lineup, statistically speaking. And I was watching, sometimes I watch clips of other channels, Knicks channels. Honestly, I can't watch too much because, see, I'm just not into the entertainment part. So I see through the BS and I don't like it. That's just me. I'm not blaming them. I understand what they're doing. That's just me. Okay. But there was this dude interviewing a Toronto Raptors guy. Okay. And the Toronto Raptors guy said, the guy said, well, if we were to trade for you for OG Anunoby, what would you want? Well, we could start with Grimes and IQ. And I told him, I said, Gavin, you should tell your guests before they come on your show to not drink hard liquor because it makes them say some really stupid things. Why would that happen? And some of y'all don't understand what I'm saying. Some of you say, well, you just like, no, it's not that I like them. I think about it analytically. That's okay. So you got 2 guys on their rookie deal. And even if you paid IQ $100 million, which he's worth, he's definitely worth it. Even if you paid him $100 million, there would still be a below mark. By the time that deal is over, you would be a steal because that's how good Emmanuel Quickley is. So you get these 2 dudes. Now, wait, what makes them so effective together? Well, one of the things is they both play high-level defense. They can guard at least 3 positions on the floor. In Grimes' case, he can actually guard 4 positions on the floor. Emmanuel Quickley can guard at least 3. He can guard 1, 2s, and 3s. I don't know about 4s. Grimes can definitely guard 1 through 4. So you got 2 high-level defenders out there next to Brunson because you need that because Brunson is not a high-level defender. So you need these 2 guys out there. If you were to trade both of them, okay, you'd probably be looking at OG Anunoby and RJ, and guess what? You'd be in the same position you are now. You got a weakness on defense, a strength on defense, and another weakness on defense. You understand? You're not going to trade away both of your highest level defenders and be stuck in the same situation. You see what I'm saying? You understand? So you might trade one of them. So if it was OG Anunoby, okay, if it was OG, IQ would make sense And I'll tell you why. IQ and Fournier, somebody put that out on Twitter, and it was one of the few things on Twitter that not madness. It actually made sense. But if you put Fournier and IQ in the deal for OG Anunoby, right? What are you doing? You're giving up a bench piece, which you've already kind of replaced with Dante DiVincenzo, right? You're giving up a defender, but you're getting one in OG. So now you would have a starter, and Grimes would still start. You'd have to put RJ on the bench because now you got two high-level defenders on the wing. And that's what we're missing. A lot of y'all understand that. We need a defensive wing out there on the small forward spot, okay? Or if you want to put Grimes at the small forward spot, a defensive person at the 2 spot. You need that. That would really, so now you would have OG, Grimes, Mitchell Robinson. Those are your 3 solid defenders. They're covering for Jalen Brunson. And then, of course, Julius, as far as defense, he's like a light that keeps blinking on and off. Y'all ever see a light and it blinks on and off, and sometimes you tap it and it stays on, and sometimes it just it comes off? That's Julius Randle on defense. That's him. When the light is on, your team is humming because now you got 4 guys out of 5 that's playing defense. When the light is off, it can get pretty ugly, right? Because now you got 2 weak defenders out of 5. You hear what I'm saying? So now you got 2 weak defenders out of 5. So that's the problem with Julius. He's a flickering light. Like sometimes he's on defensively and sometimes he's off. When he wants to save his energy because he needs to shoot more, that's a bad day. Okay, that's a bad day. Okay, because now he's not playing defense and he's really not giving a crap. When he's on and he decides to play defense, you got a good situation. And sometimes that happens all in the same game. Okay, y'all seen it. Sometimes it happens all in the same game. There's a game where there's part of the game where he decides I'm going to play defense. The light is on and boom, we lock down defense. And then there's times when he's not. Okay, so that's it. But we need somebody on the wing that's going to play solid defense. And that's why I'm saying RJ is a question mark. Up until now, even though he has improved each season, I will give you that. Can't say he hasn't. He's improved. RJ is too much focused on improving how much he scores because he's not efficient. He needs to focus on improving defense and not worry about the scoring, except he needs to be able to hit open threes. If RJ was to take a step forward defensively, just defensively, this season, the Knicks would be a better team. Okay, just that. You keep the same team and you put RJ take a step forward, you good. See? So this is the thing. With regard to a trade, the Don is looking for the most talent for the least cost. That's what he's looking for. He's not giving nothing away. Now, he might trade IQ, but it would have to be an OG Anunoby. And IQ would have to say yes because IQ would be the starter in Toronto. IQ would be their starting point guard, and he would put up, you see the numbers I told you all about a couple of years ago in Summer League? That would be his league numbers. So where was this? Let's go back to 2021, 22. Yeah, where he's averaging 20 points and 8 assists and shooting 90% from the line. That's what Toronto would be getting from him. That's what Toronto would be getting from him. Okay, so if you're going to tell me that's the situation, I can understand that. But other than that, I'm not trading him because he's too valuable. He's way too valuable, okay, to the Knicks. The talent, he's in the rotation. It's going to be hard to replace that. I mean, even with Dante. Dante's good now. But you be putting a lot of – I want to tell you, Dante's good. But in my view, Emmanuel Quickley's a better basketball player. I know there's the whole Villanova thing. I'm not saying Dante can't play. I just told you he's good. He really is. He's a good piece. But Emmanuel Quickley is a better basketball player. Emmanuel Quickley has the – if he was to start, he could be an all-star. That's how good he is. If he was to start, if you put him – let me tell you, let me just run this by you now. If IQ was starting for Toronto, him, Siakam, okay, and whoever else they put – you got Scotty Barnes out there. You got Podol. They wouldn't have OG. But they have the rest of them. So you got him out there. You have Gary Trent Jr., right? So now you got IQ starting. If IQ with that lineup was to be putting up 20 points, 8 assists, 90% from the line, 40% from three, you telling me he's not in consideration for an all-star? Is he in consideration? I'm not saying he's definite, but he's putting up 28. He's shooting, let's say he's shooting 40, 40, and 90. You telling me he's not in consideration? And especially if they're in the playoffs? That's what I'm saying. I don't think you can get that type of production in the same situation on a consistent basis out of Dante DiVincenzo. I don't think you can. Okay. I don't think you can. I'm not saying Dante's not good now. He is, but he's a sometime starter. I wouldn't full-time start him. I'd start him more than I'd start Josh Hart, but he's not we went through the numbers. He can start, but I wouldn't put him out there all the time. Okay. I wouldn't do it. But as a bench piece, perfect. Definitely could roll it. Okay. Definitely could roll it. Okay. So I would definitely, if I'm IQ, I would want that. Because I'm still going to get my 100 million or more. And I'm going to start. Now, if I'm the Knicks, I would, from a fan perspective, I don't want to do it. I don't. We had that brother coming off the bench with the second unit. Man, I want to keep that. And give him the 100 million. Give him the 100 million and let's move on with life. That's all I'm saying. But man, he would be, him and Siakam and Podol, and you're talking about Scotty Barnes. Look at the defense. Scotty Barnes on one side, Siakam on the other. You got Gary Trent Jr. on the wing, and you got IQ at the point, and then you got Podol. And then they still got a decent bench. They still got a decent bench. Okay, so yeah. That would be a tremendous team right there. You'd have solid defense at least 4 positions, maybe 5. They would be really good. They would. They'd be really good. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. If the Raptors, if Ujiri is serious, he'd take IQ and he'd take Evan Fournier and move on with life. If he was serious. If he's not serious, we move on. See, that's what I'm saying to y'all. All of the rumors going back and forth, to me, it just boils down to the price. Okay? It just boils down to the price. If you're talking about getting OG, what is the proper price? And to me, the proper price for OG Anunoby, who now makes under 20 million, who is all NBA defense, is 25 years old. He's valuable now, but you're giving up high value for him. Okay. You're giving up high value for him. So that's an even exchange. You make the money work with Evan Fournier's deal. You bring him over. You extend him. You're probably going to have to give him $30 million a year. You're probably going to have to give him $30 million a year. I'm just being real with y'all. I'm not saying he worked that, but you're going to have to pay OG Anunoby $30 million a year. And so you're sending IQ over there with Fournier. That's right there, 23, 24 million. You get the money back. You got 1 more year of OG at his current salary. So you're there under 20 million with him. So you're in good shape. You understand? You're in good shape there. That's a move you can make. The Knicks are hard capped, but this move can be done. And I wouldn't, honestly, I wouldn't be giving up too much draft capital either. See, that's what I'm saying. You got to, let's see what happens. Thanks, Keith Watkins, for the $2, almost 300 watches. Is that right? All right, I appreciate that. But I wouldn't be giving too much draft. I'll give him some, but not too much. Okay, not too much. Okay. On one Corey Lee, you think so? Nah, but that's a fair deal. IQ and Evan Fournier for OG Anunoby. You figure out the draft capital. No, OG over RJ, man. OG's a starter, bro. What do you? Craig, OG's a starter at the 3 spot. He starts at the 3, and sometimes he starts at the 4 for Toronto. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And there's no problem. And some people think, well, okay, what? I don't give a crap about Payne. What you asking me about Cameron Payne for? A backup on a team that I don't give 2 craps about. We talking about the Knicks. don't give a crap about no damn Cameron Payne. Is he coming to New York? No? Okay, let's move on. Y'all must have mistaken me for somebody that gives a crap. I don't care about Cameron Payne. I don't care nothing about him. Shoot. The hell I care about some damn Cameron Payne. Oh, he played in New York in the summer league. we dealing with this team right here, man. Shoot, we dealing with these guys right here, man. Okay. Or was he? Who told you that? What drunken fool wrote that you believe? That's what I'm saying. Blocks, what drunken fool wrote that? Was it NBA Central? Who was it? Which one of these knuckleheads you believed that the Knicks actually was going to do that? Because I can tell you it wasn't Wojnarowski, it wasn't Shams, and it was not my man Ian Begley. So aside from the guys that actually know what they're saying, which one of these drunken fools did you actually believe? Because you believe in this as if the Knicks were going, oh, Sports Illustrated. Now, there's a real proud, reputable outfit. Oh, my God. Oh, Frank Essola. Okay. Come on, y'all. Come on, man. Y'all got to stop. See what Blocks just did. I'm not picking on him. But what he just did was what a lot of people do. You hear a rumor, you take it as true, and then when it doesn't happen, what are you doing? Blaming the Knicks? What, it was the Knicks' fault? This was never in the plans, y'all. Look. If I call up Blocks, I call you up, and I say, Blocks, I heard you got a car for sale. Yeah, I got a car for sale. It's a Mercedes S-Class 2021. Oh, shoot, really? How much you asking for it? I'm asking 70 grand for it. And I said, click. Somebody would say, oh, Raw called inquiring about the S-Class Mercedes on Blocks' phone. Does that mean I was actually going to buy it? Or did I just call to check out and see what you was talking about? See, what happens is some of these fools that got big platforms need something to write. So if the Knicks made a phone call about any player, all they got to do is say, the Knicks were inquiring. And that's all it takes. And you got a million clicks because the Knicks were inquiring. That don't mean they really were serious. Again, y'all got to think about who is your president of basketball operations, how they, right, exactly, Lewis, how they operate, and what your team looks like. So right now, the Knicks have Brunson, RJ, Grimes, Mitchell Robinson, and Randle. That's their starting five. They have Isaiah Hartenstein, Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, and Emmanuel Quickley. That's their next four. Then you have Deuce McBride on the outside of the 10th plate. That's what you got. So when you're talking about trades, you don't really want to break up this whole crew. You want to tweak it, which means, as I've been saying, you're talking about two people out of IQ, Obi, Randle, and RJ. Now, Obi's already been dealt, and I'm going to tell you right now, Randle is going nowhere. So that leaves RJ or IQ if they were going to make a move. Okay, so let's use this Cameron Payne front as an example of what we're talking about. So do you really think the Knicks would trade with San Antonio or anybody, Phoenix, to go get Cameron Payne in place of Emmanuel Quickley? Do you think that's a fair trade? Really. You know what I'm saying? Seriously? Is there anybody on San Antonio that the Knicks would want so bad that's going to come off the bench now, because that's what they'd be doing. They'd be coming off the bench for Emmanuel Quickley. There's nobody. See, so when you see these rumors, like the other one the other day, they were going to trade Grimes and IQ and what was it, RJ or Obi for PG-13. That's an Isaiah Thomas move. That's not a Don move. Y'all got to understand, he's not giving up all of those assets for a guy that might play 2 years if he's not hurt. You understand? That's how you can tell BS. It doesn't make sense. If it doesn't make sense, guess what? It's because it's not true. Okay? You understand? So that's what I'm saying. somebody brought up on Twitter Evan Fournier and Emmanuel Quickly, and I don't know how many picks. I don't know about the picks, but for OG, and that is fair. That's fair because we're getting a starter that can play defense. Okay. Now they have to decide what they're going to do with RJ. I think RJ, I told y'all, RJ really should come off the bench. He should really be in Mob Deep. Grimes is a better basketball player than RJ Barrett. Take away the number 2 pick or whatever he was, number 3 pick. Take away that. Just talking about basketball player. Basketball player. Who shoots better? Who shoots better? Grimes. Who plays better defense? Grimes. Who does better playmaking? Grimes. You understand? So he's the better basketball player. Who's getting paid more? RJ. So RJ gets paid more, but Grimes can shoot better, defend better, and play make better. Okay, he can do all 3 of those better. And he's making a 10th, maybe let's call it 20% of what RJ is getting paid. Who gives you more value? Grimes. So why would you even consider trading Grimes to keep RJ? When you can can you match that value? Can you match that value? No, not in this case, Guilford, because this is the thing. I agree most of the time. Guilford McCormick mentioned politics, and they do exist. There's no doubt about that. But they already pulled Grimes off the table for Donovan Mitchell. They drafted Grimes. They handpicked him. He started games as a rookie, and then last year he started 66 games. And so this guy is a permanent piece of their future. They are not trading him. He's got too much value. He brings too much value. Okay, so you're not getting rid of that. He brings too much value. RJ doesn't bring value. See, Grimes, you can make the argument because of his defense that Grimes gives you present value right now on the defensive end of the floor. I mean, look, he stripped Jimmy Butler on one leg in the playoffs. This cat can play some defense. So forget that he can be a 50, 40, 90 guy. Forget that, which he can. You are getting present value from him as a defender right now on a rookie deal, which you got for 2 more years. Can you please explain to me? And I love RJ, but where are you getting present value for RJ Barrett right now? Is it his shooting? Is it his rebounding? His foul shooting? His defense? Where are you getting present value for RJ Barrett right now? I just want to be honest. Where are you getting it? And I like RJ. He's future value. So where are you getting? The poison pill was done at July 1st. So the poison pill is over. He ain't got no poison pill no more. So the poison pill was over July 1st. So now that's over. Okay. That's out of the window. So again, let me ask you all a question. Where exactly are you getting present value for RJ Barrett right now? I'm not saying future value. Yes, I agree. He's future value. I always say that RJ's future value, but present value right now, you're getting present value from Grimes. He is your best perimeter defender in the rotation. There's no doubt. Followed closely by Deuce McBride. But so you got present value. With Grimes, you got future value because he got the talent to be 50, 40, 90. He really can. So you got future value and you got present value. He's already shown his worth. He guarded Jimmy Butler. See, he was trying to guard Jimmy Butler and Kyle Lowry, okay, and Max Strus because he was the only one that could guard all 3. For some reason, Hart couldn't guard any of them. Hart was getting done up by Lowry. Hart was getting done up by Strus. Hart was getting done up by Butler consistently. And Tibbs kept putting Hart on him. Y'all saw it. He kept putting Hart on him. You can't put Grimes everywhere. See, really, honestly, I told y'all, he relied too much on Hart last year. He just really relied too much on Josh Hart. Josh Hart played in excess of 30 minutes. He brings you diminishing returns. You need to keep him in that 20 to 30 minute range, and he's at his best. When you start putting him out there for more minutes than that, he wants it. Yeah, he does, but you're getting diminishing returns. You don't want to overdo it with him, and Tibbs did. He overdid it with him, okay? Okay. Grimes has great present value, elite future value. Rose showed he's expecting the future stuff by keeping him. That's right. Thank you, Keith Watkins, for the $5, and thank you for that great comment. That's exactly right. He kept him out because he's got both present value and future value. Again, what are we talking about? When you're dealing with Leon Rose, y'all, you're getting the most value for the least money. Okay? You're getting the most value for the least money. You remember the first year of Tibbs where they won 41 out of 72, right? Who was your starting lineup? You had Elfrid Payton, Reggie Bullock, R.J. Barrett. You started with Mitchell Robinson, but then you have what's the other guy? Nerlens Noel, and you had you had Julius Randle. And look, you had Elfrid Payton on a 1-year deal. You had Reggie Bullock on a 2-year deal. You had R.J. Barrett on his rookie deal, and you had Nerlens Noel on a 1-year deal. So then they were 500, and they went and traded for Derrick Rose, who they got for a 2nd-round pick. That is Leon Rose. Y'all follow me? That's Leon Rose. Okay. Look what he got. He got Tibbs to squeeze out 41 wins from these guys. None of them really at that year, except Randle, became an all-star, but there were no all-stars. And Elfrid Payton was your starting point guard. Okay? Elfrid Payton could play defense. He couldn't shoot his way out of a paper bag, but he could play defense. And guess that's what we have, 41 wins. Then you bring in D Rose to come off the bench for him, and you're rolling. You were rolling. Okay? That's Leon Rose. And then you got Tibbs squeezing what he can out of that. The second year, Tibbs admitted, if y'all remember the Mark Berman interview that Jay Ellis and I were on with him, Mark Berman, a few years, the year they won 37 games, and Berman said that Thibodeau admitted to him that he should have played the kids more. Because that year you had Miles McBride, Obi Toppin, you had Emmanuel quickly, and he didn't play them enough. He was focusing on the daggone vets too much. And then he started playing Cam Reddish, which shouldn't even happen that deal, because Cam, as good as he wasn't a Tibbs type dude. Tibbs didn't like him, but Rose went and got him anyway. And then we seen what happened, right? So that was kind of discombobulated. Then they went and got Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier. And so, that was all messed up. That was a learning curve. Okay, so now you get your third year, you get the 47 wins. All of the kids, this is the good thing. All of our youngins, y'all, are now veterans, right? Here you got Deuce is in his 3rd season. Grimes is in his 3rd season. Those are the youngest ones. And Sims will be in his 3rd season. Then you have RJ in his 5th season. You have Mitchell Robinson in his 6th season. You have Randle in his 9th season. You have Dante in his 6th season. And you have, I want to say that Jalen Brunson is going to be in his 6th season. If I'm not mistaken, he's going to be in his 6th season, at least his 5th season, but he may be in his 6th season. So now all of your guys, for the most part, right, they're in their 20s and they're veterans. This is why the Knicks didn't need to draft anybody this year. They're in their 20s and they're veterans, and they're all hungry to play. This is really good. This is really good. This is really good. Yeah, and Anunoby is going to be an unrestricted free agent next year this time. So next July, he's unrestricted free agent, which is why everybody's speculating that he should be traded now, because the longer Ujiri waits, the less leverage he has. And y'all know the Don. He'll wait till next year. He says, you want to hang on to him? Okay, you hang on to him until next year. And OG got juice. You know why OG Anunoby got juice? Now, Ujiri can trade him any place Ujiri wants to trade him. Any team that Ujiri feels he can get value for OG Anunoby, he will trade him. But that team must understand, unless OG Anunoby's agreeing to an extension with you, you got a 1-year rental. Okay? Unless OG Anunoby. So let's say, I'm going to use an argument. Let's say he's going to be traded to the Sacramento Kings, right? Let's say you trade OG Anunoby to the Sacramento Kings for Harrison Barnes. Okay, I'm just using hypothetical. Okay, but so Sacramento is getting now. Harrison Barnes just signed a 3-year, $54 million deal. You'd be sending him to Toronto for OG, and you're hoping OG resigns with you. Otherwise, you just got OG Anunoby on a 1-year rental, and he could walk for nothing next summer. So most teams are not going to do that. So now OG has juice. OG has leverage. OG can tell Masai, you can trade me anywhere you want. I'm not going to sign with anybody you trade me to. That's what Siakam said. I'm not signing with anybody you trade me to, because he also on an expiring deal. Okay? I'm not signing with anybody. What does that mean? That means you got to trade me to a team I want to go to, because that's the team I'll re-sign with. Y'all following me? So if OG went with, now he's a CAA client, and this is one of the few times this matters. It doesn't always matter, like as much as people think, but this does matter. He's a CAA client. He's being represented by 3 guys. One of those 3 guys is Leon Rose's son. And he's on an expiring contract. He's on an expiring deal. Okay. So OG has all the leverage right now. He's got the leverage. Okay. He's got it. Masai has some, but OG got the leverage. So the question then becomes, the real question is, would OG want to come to New York? That's the question. I don't know the answer to that question, because OG keeping his mouth shut. He's keeping that, that British stiff upper lip. He's not saying nothing. But if OG wants to come to New York, then this is just a question of the cost. Because if Leon knows, let's go back to Obi Toppin. We all didn't realize Obi wanted to go to Indiana. That's why that rumor has been around for a whole year. Obi to Indiana, because he was like, if y'all ain't gonna send me to Indiana. So now Indiana knows Obi wants to come. They don't have to give up a whole bunch of assets. They know that he wants to come. So Leon wants to do right. He's a CAA client. Leon wants to do right by his boy, his son and Obi. So he sends him out to Indiana and gets 2 second-round picks. That's done. It's the same situation you now have with OG and Anunoby, only the stakes are bigger here. So OG is a starter. He's been all-NBA defense. He's 6'7", 230 pounds, a fury, as Clyde would say, and he's 25 years old. So you really, you gotta get something for him. And Van Fleet, right? Van Fleet just went to Houston and left you high and dry. And let me tell you something. What's his name? The German kid, Schroeder, he's seen better days. I'm not saying he is scrub, but he is not a full-time NBA starter. He is not. Okay. IQ is, though. IQ is. So we'll have to see what happens. But that's what we're dealing with right now. So does OG want to come to New York? And then what can Masai squeeze out of the Don? Which I'm already telling you, you're talking about IQ and Evan Fournier. Draft capital is what they're going to be arguing about. Draft capital is what they're arguing about. Well, this is the thing, movies and stuff, you might not have been here, but you trade for OG with the agreement that he's going to sign an extension. That's what you do, okay? You're not trading for him just to get him here for the 1 year. You're trading for him, and he's going to have to agree to sign an extension. And so that's why you're getting him. You got me movies and stuff. So that's why you're getting him. If he was to say, I'm not signing an extension with anybody, nobody would touch him, because now you got a 1-year rental. Unless you're in the championship mode, then you might take the risk, right? But the Knicks wouldn't do it. The Don ain't doing it. Hey, Isaac Smith, John Mark, how y'all doing? So the Knicks are not, the Don ain't taking that risk. If he came to New York, I'm telling you right now, there would be an agreement in place for him to sign an extension with New York. And so those numbers would have to be worked out. All right. So if he was coming, and again, Leon Rose's son is part of the team that represents OG Anunoby. Yeah. That's not true, Danny Landis. Teams will deal with teams that help them get ahead. Anybody. So in the case of Toronto, if OG Anunoby said, "I want to come to New York," and I'm not signing an extension with anybody else, he'd be going to New York. And the best asset Asai Ujiri could get would be to get Emmanuel quickly, who could be his starting point guard. That's a win-win for both teams. Okay, so good afternoon, Emilio. That's a win-win for both teams. Okay, so yeah, teams would deal with New York. This is the thing, and this you can't have it both ways. Back in the day, New York was getting done. They were getting done as what's that brother that used to be on NWA? They was getting done with no Vaseline. The Knicks was getting done with no Vaseline back in the day. The Don ain't having it, and so everybody's getting mad because the Don's not. He's not doing it that way. He's not going out like that. Yeah, Ice Cube. The Knicks were getting done, like Ice Cube would say, Knicks are getting done with no Vaseline, man. But now that the Don's running things, it ain't happening like that. Landys, I hope not. See, I'm not into we got to get a superstar. I'm not into that. We got a nice team. I feel like if we were to get a defensive ace at the small forward spot, the Knicks would go to the Eastern Conference Finals with this team. We got a good team. Okay. Not everybody can have a superstar. I'm not, Mark Berman, you should call Mark Berman I call Mark Berman blockbuster because that's all he talks about. Are we going to get a blockbuster? It's like, what for what? You drafted and developed some nice players. There's no need to trade them. No need to trade them. You can get a really good piece to help you get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Right now, the Knicks they took Miami to 6 games. They were just a really good piece from getting there. They needed one more defensive ace in that lineup, and they would have got there. Okay. So I'm not worried about no damn superstar. They can keep a superstar. I'm not. I really am not. Okay. Just get me to the Eastern Conference Finals. That's all we need to do. And like I said, you give me a good defensive, solid guy at that 3 spot that can lock down people, and we could get there. And don't let him be able to hit open threes like OG Anunoby can at 40% clip. Okay. We'd be in good shape. And some of y'all, and I understand some of y'all are concerned because OG, I think he played 59 games and, he's been hurt. But think about this, though. Think about this. Let's say we traded RJ Barrett for OG Anunoby. That would actually be really good because then you slide OG right in there. I don't know if Masai would go for that, but if you slide OG right there, and let's say OG got hurt, well, unfortunately, we'd have IQ starting next to Quentin Grimes. Unfortunately, we might have Dante DiVincenzo coming out next to Quentin Grimes. You see what I'm saying? We won't have any problem if OG gets hurt. The key thing, though, is you want that brother for the playoffs. That's what you want. You want him for the playoffs. Okay? So as far as a superstar, I'm not worried about that. I don't see one that's out there that's not going to cost us too much. All of the ones that's out there are going to cost us too much. The only one that might cost us a lot but won't kill us is Joel Embiid. And I don't think he wants to come to New York, really. I think he wants to stay in Philly, and I think Philly wants to keep him. They better. So Philly ain't rebuilding. So if they keep Joel Embiid in Philly, he's the only guy that might be moved that I would pay for. There's nobody else out there unless you're giving away half your team. They got Brunson signed. This is 23-24. This is the second year of a 4-year deal. 23-24, 24-25, 25-26, right? Right, sports fan Pronto? I think I'm correct on that. So they signed Brunson to a 4-year deal. So he just finished year 1. So he's got 3 more years. So if you want to say, okay, they got a window, they got a 3-year window. That's plenty. I'm not going to panic about a 3-year window. You understand? I'm not panicking about a 3-year window. If it was 1 year, that's different. If it was 1 year, that's different. But you got a 3-year window. That's in pro basketball, that's eternity. So you are good. Yeah, you good. In pro basketball, that's eternity. Yeah, so you good. I'm not worried about a 3-year window. You're not going to keep nobody more than 4 years in the NBA. So if you got a 3-year window and you already got a team that has went to the second round of the playoffs, you in good shape. You in good shape. I'm not sure, Carl. He does have a player option. In fact, in his 4th season, he does have a player option in his 4th season. He does. So, but again, we're not dealing with that right now. That's not something I would worry about. I wouldn't worry about that. That's an eternity in the NBA. Like I said, there is no player, none, zero in the NBA that you can guarantee is going to stay with a team 4 years. Zero. There's no team. There's no player like that. Okay. All of them can move in 4 years. So, when you're talking about you got a guy for 2 more seasons and possibly 3, I'm not worried about that right now. I'm not worried about that. And I don't think the Knicks will worry about that. Right now, you're focused on getting that piece to get you to the ECF. And right now, to me, that's a 3. That's a small forward that can possibly back up at the 4, that's tight on defense, that can hit an open 3. That's what you're looking for. And that's your piece. And you don't want to give up all of your youngins or any of them if you don't have to get that guy. You're going to have to give up somebody because you got to get some to get some. Right? You have to give some to get some. So you're talking about OG and Nobi for RJ, that would be ideal. But I'm thinking your boy Masai will want IQ. Okay, I would do that too. And I would move RJ to the bench. I would not move Grimes to the bench because now you have a solid starting 5. And you got and RJ actually, in my opinion, he plays better with the second unit. I don't know why, maybe it's because he's not playing with Julius Randle, but RJ Barrett plays better with the second unit than he does with the first unit. He just plays better basketball all the way around. Okay. So, yeah. So if you're going to give up either RJ, you're not going to get OG Anunoby without giving up one of RJ or Emmanuel Quickly. You're not getting him for that. You're not getting him for Evan Fournier. You got to be crazy. Masai Ujiri is not stupid, and that would get any GM fired. If you made that trade and you're Toronto's GM, you're getting fired. You're getting fired. Yeah. So I like if you're going to, I'd rather Masai is going to want IQ. The Knicks would want to trade RJ. Because that fits. You bring RJ to Toronto with Fournier, and now you bring OG Anunoby. You extend him. You put him at the 3. Man, that Knicks team is dynamic. That Knicks team is dynamic right there. That's really a good team. And so that's an Eastern Conference Finals team. So, but Masai would want IQ. He definitely would want IQ because now he's going to start him. You have Schroeder coming in behind IQ. IQ is going to get you 20 points, 8 assists. He's going to shoot 90% from the line. He's going to play really good defense. If I'm Masai Ujiri, I want IQ, but he's going to battle back and forth. And Leon's ready to walk away. Leon be ready to walk. They say, you going to get stupid? Okay, we can talk next year. We'll talk to OG when he's an unrestricted free agent. Because that's the juice we got right now, y'all. That's the juice we got right now. Okay, that's the juice the Knicks got. That's the juice OG got. Masai, I'm so glad that Masai is in the rock and the hard place right now. He's been dogging us for so long. He's been doing us with no Vaseline since the Carmelo deal. So I'll be like, I'm glad he's catching it now. It's your turn, bro. It's your turn. It's your turn. So we got the juice, and OG and Anunoby got the juice. OG and Anunoby got the juice. So now what? Now what? Now what? Now what? That's all I'm saying. Now what? I don't know. He's asking, how does Deuce get into the 9-man rotation? You know what? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know how you do that. I don't know how. I know you're going to lose him for nothing. You keep messing around with him because he's going to get in the rotation with somebody. I'm telling you, the numbers Deuce put up in Summer League, you see, with some guys that are real NBA players, Summer League is a harbinger of what you're going to see when they play those minutes on the regular league. Not right then, but in a couple of years. Summer League is like a foretaste of what you're going to get. That's Deuce. Deuce got 30 minutes. He was getting 17, 9 assists, shooting 88% from the line, 50% from three. You're going to get that from Deuce. You give him 33 minutes a game. Some team knows that. Okay. You're going to lose him. Okay. And sometimes it's just going to happen that way. Isaac Smith says Charlie Brown's a beast. Let's not get carried away. Come on, man. Charlie Brown is an NBA player. That's saying something. But I wouldn't get carried away. Like, maybe he's a good vet that can help, though. I ain't gonna front. You know what he has the potential to be like? You know, who was that vet that played for Denver? Played a big role for Denver's bench last year. About 6'8", 6'9" dude. Older dude, had a heart problem. You know what I'm talking about. Who was that guy? He was on Denver. Yes. Right, Green, that's his name, organic. What's his name? Something Green? Jeff Green. Charlie Brown can be a younger version of Jeff Green. That's what I see. Charlie Brown could be a younger version of Jeff Green. Jeff Green's a grizzled vet, and he played that role he was very important to their bench last year. Charlie Brown has, to me, the potential to be younger. He's 26, to be a younger version of Jeff Green. And I like that. That's value. Okay, that's real value. And I think Jeffries is also. But the problem is the Knicks are stacked right now. So these guys wouldn't get that type of run, right now. They have to bide their time. But that's what I see when I saw Charlie Brown. I was like, okay, this is a nice guy you can have coming off the end of your bench or moving into your rotation at the back end of your rotation that can help your team. If your starters are rolling, like if we had OG Anunoby with Quentin Grimes and Jalen Brunson, and then Randle and Mitch Rob, and you have a guy like that coming in as your ninth man, Charlie Brown would fit that role very well. I really believe that. Okay, Charlie Brown would fit that role very well. I don't understand what you mean, Sangford, when you say waiting for an injury. I don't understand what you mean. Waiting for an injury for what? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Sorry, I don't know what you mean. Yeah, we're stacked all over. The Knicks are stacked at every position. At the point guard, they got Jalen Brunson, Emmanuel Quickly that can play the point, Dante DiVincenzo, and of course McBride. They got 4 players that can play the point. At the 2 guard spot, you got of course Quentin Grimes, you got Dante DiVincenzo, you got Josh Hart. They could all play the 2 spot. At the 3 spot, you got RJ Barrett, you got Dante DiVincenzo, you got Quentin Grimes, you got Josh Hart. They can all play the 3. At the 4 spot, you got Julius Randle, you got Jacob Sims, you got really you got RJ Barrett. That's what you got. That's about your weakest spot. At the 5 spot, you got Mitchell Robinson, Isaiah Hartenstein, Jericho Sims that could all play the 5. So your weakest spot is really at the 4, and I'm not really that worried about it either. So we're in good shape, man. And if they were to get OG Anunoby, he can play the 4 legit, 4 or the 5. He could really do that. He can play both. He's strong, man. Dude is 6'7", 230, a fury, baby. I like that. Yeah. Oh, Rick Bride is already signed, Sangford. He's already on the roster. He's signed. The Knicks picked up his option, as they should, for $2 million. He's already on the roster. So what you can't do is you can't force stuff. You got a stacked roster. What you gonna do? So you just like you lose Obi, you may lose McBride, and he's gonna go somewhere and play a big role and make good money as he should. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So, I mean, you can't do nothing about it. What you going to do? Not sign Dante DiVincenzo? Sit Jalen Brunson? Sit IQ? What you going to do? Okay. You can't. There's not much you could do here. It's what you got. Yeah. That's right. That's what you need for McBride to make rotation minutes. You'd have to have an injury. Now, Jalen Brunson played 68 games this past season, and quite honestly, I'm expecting that to be his norm. So he's going to lose. He's going to miss 14 games. Okay, fine. So there's 14. Then you got IQ. Quentin Grimes played 66 games last year. I'm kind of expecting 70 from him this year, being his 3rd season now. He's going to miss 12 games. Okay, he's going to miss 12 games. RJ plays about 72 games a year. He's going to miss 10 games. Okay, so you're going to have some opportunities, for Deuce to get some minutes, but it's not going to be a lot. Yeah, it's not going to be a lot. You know what happened with Phil Jackson? He won, 6 rings with the Bulls, and I think 5 or 4 or 5 with LA, right? And he did it really. He played that triangle, but really he had 4 top 50 all-time NBA players. He had Jordan and Pippen. Then he had Shaq and Kobe. 4 out of the top 50 all-time NBA players he had. And so he started to think it was because of his triangle and his zen that they were winning all of these chips. So let's not get, but he got carried away, you know. So he gets a team that doesn't have top 50 talent on it, and they suck because that system sucked, honestly. You get Derrick Rose. He signed Derrick Rose. Am I lying if I say Derrick Rose is one of the all-time greatest pick and roll players? Am I lying if I said that, y'all? Am I exaggerating if I said Derrick Rose is one of the all-time great pick and roll point guards? Like, if you're not going to play pick and roll with nobody else, you're going to play pick and roll with Derrick Rose. So what did this fool do? He has Derrick Rose, and he plays the triangle. Wait, he had Derrick Rose, and he plays the triangle. Yeah. And y'all complaining about Tom Thibodeau? Come on, man. He had Hornacek playing Derrick Rose in the triangle. Oh my gosh. That's like taking a Ferrari and going down a 30-mile-an-hour street for its whole life. You never open it up somewhere. What you got a Ferrari for? Or a Porsche 911 if you can't open it up somewhere? If you can't go on a country road and let that baby sing? What do you got it for? They took the Ferrari and they decided to spend all of his time running 30 miles an hour. I couldn't believe it. I was so excited when I said, oh, shoot, man, Derrick Rose with Carmelo. I could just see the pick and rolls running all night. No, they ran the triangle. Anyway, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So you got to go according to your coach. And the Knicks had not done that until they got Tom Thibodeau. Even with Woodson, what makes Woodson to me one of the greatest coaches is because he took what he had and he adapted to get the most out of it. Not many coaches could do that. He changed Melo to a 4. He adapted to what he had. He made a 6-man out of the guy that got 6-man of the year. And you know, that's a great coach. But most coaches, like when we had Mike D'Antoni, you gave Mike D'Antoni Chris Duhon as his point guard? No, seriously? He gets half a season of Ray Felton in his prime, and then he gets maybe 2 or 3 weeks of insanity, and that's what the point guard you have for him. He's a coach that needed a point guard. He's a coach that does the 7 seconds or less. He needs a point guard. He had Steve Nash. And what do you give him? Chris Duhon. That's why. See? So this is why I like the Tom Thibodeau. It's not what I love about his style or whatever. He's a defensive coach. I like that. But you got to get players that fit what he does. And then you got the best chance of winning. Okay? Hey, Carlos. Much love from Portugal, man. Brooklyn Bunch Fighter, I predict that Dante will be the best value free agency signs of the year. I hope you're right, Brooklyn Bunch. I would love to. If Dante could play the way Dante could play off of that bench, like I said, I have no problem going to war with what we now have. I really don't. I don't have any problem, even with the lack of depth at the 4. That's the only position we lack depth at. And I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about that. To me, the Knicks are stacked. We can roll right now with what we got. I'm not worried about it. But I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think so. I think something's coming. And I'm thinking we're looking toward Toronto because they're under the gun. Toronto's under the gun. Did you see the signal was this? OG Anunoby drops clutch and he signs with CAA. Not only CAA, but he signs with Leon Rose's son. There's something going on, y'all. They really trying to work out details. I'm feeling it. Evan Fournier is the goner. Okay, Evan Fournier is the corner. It's what's coming with him. Is it RJ or is it IQ? That's what we're trying to decide right now. It's what's coming with him and what the draft compensation. Those are the numbers that are being worked out. There's several numbers. What's the draft compensation for OG? Is it IQ or is it RJ? And they're working out what's the number, which I'm sure they probably worked it out. What's the extension number for OG Anunoby? OG Anunoby is going to get a huge contract. Let me tell you. You ready? I know this is going to shock some of y'all because I don't want you, I'm trying to preempt the bugging that's going to happen when it does happen. If the Knicks traded for OG Anunoby, he will be the highest paid Knick on the roster. He will be the highest paid Knick on the roster. If they traded for, thanks for the $5 off. I thank you, Brooklyn Brunch. Butch, thank you, man. But if they traded for OG, he would become the highest paid Knick on the roster. Okay, so he's going to get more than Julius, more than RJ. He would get more money. Yeah, maybe he won't be Joe Kerr, but I'm just trying to be real with you. If they traded for him, he's going to be the highest paid Knick on the roster. So I would think something around 150. He would be somewhere in that 4-year, $150 million range. He would be somewhere around there. Okay. So he's going to be the highest paid Knick, only because even if you get OG, let's say you paid $150 million for him, so you're going to be paying something like almost $40 million a year, high 30s. Okay, if you did that in 2 years, there's a new television contract coming out. Y'all know that, right? There's a new television contract coming out in 2 years. And that's why you're starting to see crazy money right now. There's a new television contract coming out. And in 2 years, all of the Knicks players are going to look dirt cheap. I'm telling you. All the Randle contract, the Brunson contract, the RJ contract, and if they sign IQ to $100 million, all of these contracts are going to look dirt cheap. Like right now, if you were able to get a really high-level player for $50 million, you consider that a steal, right? Like, let's say the Knicks got Cam Johnson for $84 million. That would be a steal, right? Cam Johnson from the Nets. Let's say they got Mikal Bridges, who's on a $90 million deal. That would be a steal. Well, in 2 years, all of the contracts, even if they were to sign OG Anunoby for $40 million a year, it's going to be a steal in 2 years. It's going to be a steal. I'm telling you. Okay. No, Jordan, that's not going to happen. That would never happen. That would never happen. No, Jordan, that would never happen. Never happen. Jordan says it could just be Fournier and picks. No, it would never happen. No. You know, some of y'all got to think, if you were Masai Ujiri and you had OG Anunoby and he wants to be traded, what would you want for him? You got to think like that. You can't think as a Knicks fan. Think as the Toronto general manager. You could get fired tomorrow to make a stupid move. So what move are you going to sell to your owner? You got to explain to your owner what you're doing. Okay? So you got Siakam, you got Podol, who you just re-signed. You got Gary Trent, who decided to stay. You lost Fred VanVleet for nothing. So you need a point guard. You did get Schroeder, but so what? So now you need something for the future. How are you going to sell that to your owner? You know what he's going to do? He's going to give you a pink slip right there. Get out. That's what he would do. That's what he would do. No, the draft capital is not enough. I need young talent now. I need a starter. That's what I need. You cannot get OG Anunoby without getting a starter in return. Okay? Come on, y'all. Stop acting like Knicks fans. And if you want to talk trades, act like you're on the other side. What would you do? You're not going to, you're going to just give OG Anunoby for Evan Fournier, expiring $19 million and draft capital? See, if you were rebuilding, that would make sense. But they're not. Toronto wants to get in the playoffs this coming season. Okay? Maybe that helps y'all out. So, Jordan, Toronto, you're Toronto. You're expecting to be in the top 8 of the Eastern Conference this coming season. What do you want for OG Anunoby? You need a starter. You want draft capital too, but you need a starter. Okay? You're not going to be selling for no Evan Fournier. Evan Fournier's a throw-in. Yeah, there's no need there for the rebuild. Scotty Barnes is going into what, his third season this year, and you still got Siakam. You just signed Podol, I think, for 3 years. You got Gary Trent, and you're going to probably extend him because he decided to stay in Toronto. So you got that. You just need a replacement for Fred VanVleet, and I'm telling you, Schroeder ain't it. It's IQ. No, Joe Curry, you cannot compare the OB situation with the Toronto situation. You can't compare them. They're not comparable. They're not comparable. Obi getting traded is not the same situation at all. At all. Okay. Again, if you're Masai Ujiri, you got a guy that's a steal at 18 million. That's what you're paying for OG Anunoby right now, 18 million. You got a steal. So he wants to be traded. Okay. What you're going to get back for him? Okay, what you're going to get back for him? Yeah, well, you're not doing a good job, Joe. You're not doing a good job. You want to find out from Toronto's perspective, what would they want? Then you're going to try to get the best value out of the deal. So yeah, you can offer, I'll send you OG, I'll send you Evan Fournier and 3 number ones. And they'll laugh at you. And then you can start to talk turkey. That's what they're doing now. Listen, if it was just Evan Fournier and let's say 3 number ones, that deal be done already. Are you kidding me? The Don would have got that done in a hot minute, man. A hot minute. But it ain't like that. No, RJ doesn't have any poison pill. That died on July 1st. Some of y'all don't realize. July 1st, 2023, the poison pill died. There's no more poison pill. And y'all understand what the poison pill was? That means RJ would be traded for what his rookie contract salary was before July 1st. But now he signed an extension. This year, the new money kicks in. He's getting traded for that money now. Yeah. So Joe Curry, I don't know. Seriously, maybe you don't remember, but we did go through this 4 or 5 times. I think, yeah, we did go through this 4 or 5 times. I think. Some of y'all tell me. Did we go through the reasons for the OB trade last week multiple times? Did we do that? I think we did. I think we did, right, Brandon? So why are you still asking about it, Joe? We did talk about that. This has nothing to do with that. You keep trying to bring up Obi, and his situation has nothing to do with Toronto. It's not even anything you can compare. There's anything you can compare about this at all. Okay, it's a different scenario. So let's move on from the Obi deal. Okay, it's over. We're dealing with Toronto. We're dealing with Masai Ujiri. We're dealing with OG Anunoby. Okay. Yeah, so Evan is 19. RJ is now around 24 or 25. Bridges. Andrew Abraham asked, would I have Obi or Bridges? Bridges. Without even thinking twice. Bridges. But we ain't getting him. Bridges. Definitely Bridges. Okay. There's no doubt. Bridges all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. Bridges. There's no doubt about that. Give me Bridges. 82 game Bridges. 82 game Bridges that can shoot high 80s from the line, 40s from 3, lock down anybody on defense. Bridges all day long. Bridges. Villanova Bridges all day long. Yeah, no doubt about that. But yeah, we're not getting him. That would be a dream come true, Andrew, but we're not getting him. But OG has leverage. OG Anunoby has leverage. Lots of leverage. And he knows it. And the Knicks know it. The Knicks know it. OG knows it. Masai knows it. So the longer they wait, that is Toronto, the longer they wait, the less power they have. Because the Knicks could just wait until next summer and sign OG Anunoby for nothing. Okay, sign OG Anunoby for nothing. Organic, you seeing how I would be beating my head up against a brick wall if I continued to listen to some of these people. Organic, you know where I'm coming from now. Thank you, Brandon. Joe Curry, look at what Brandon Beckman said. He's just explaining it to you. I know, you know what it is. Joe Curry doesn't want to receive what you're saying, even though it's obvious to all of us what happened, but he doesn't want to receive it. Therefore, he keeps asking the same question because his mind won't receive what actually happened. Okay. Yeah, it's what it is. He's not receiving that, but that's what happened. Okay. So it's nothing to do with Toronto or RG, Anunoby or anything. Obi Toppin never made any All-NBA defensive teams. OG did. Obi Toppin wasn't a starter. OG is. Okay? This is not the same situation. Okay? Y'all don't get it. Anyway, some of y'all, I can tell you're from the Twitterverse of Crackdom. It's okay. I get it. Some of y'all from the Twitterverse of Crackdom. I got it. Okay? Hopefully y'all get some help. I would stay off of Twitter. Some of y'all just stay off of Twitter. Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, so OG Anunoby has the leverage, and the reason he does is because he's with CAA. He's got 1 year left. He can walk for nothing next year, and he'll be only 26. And any team that decides they would trade for him, he can tell them, "I'm not re-signing with you. You can trade for me. I'm not re-signing with you." And so therefore, no team is going to give up a bunch of assets for a guy that's a 1 year rental. They're not going to do it. Okay. So OG has leverage, and the Knicks know that. That gives the Knicks leverage, because if OG was to wait one season, see, Leon wouldn't made the mistake that the owner of the Knicks caused the Knicks to make with Donnie Walsh with Carmelo Anthony. Now Dolan keeps out of it, which he should. And so the Knicks could have waited. If y'all remember that deal, the Knicks could have waited to that summer to sign Carmelo as an unrestricted free agent. They did not have to sign him then. They didn't have to trade half their team for him. But Dolan pushed it, and that's why it got done. Now, Dolan ain't doing that. Leon say, "I'll wait till next summer, and we'll sign OG Anunoby for nothing." Mr. William, thanks for the $5. If we got OG in the summer for nothing, keeping the new CBA in mind, would you get? Yeah, Ujiri would be fired, because now he lost Fred VanVleet and OG for nothing. Okay, he better get a deal done, and he better get something back. He better get a deal done, and he better get something back. He messing around. This is his job. He just lost Fred VanVleet for nothing. Okay, so he better get a deal done, and he better do it quick. Okay, so you got to get back a starter for OG Anunoby. You got to get back a starter. You can't get back a bench piece. You need a starter. You're going to sell this to your owner. What are you getting? What are you getting? Okay, so RJ would be RJ for OG Anunoby straight up, and you're right. You probably have to add some other money to get Evan Fournier involved, but the centerpiece of that deal will be RJ for OG. Okay, you don't even have to include. You can do Evan Fournier in another deal, right? Whatever. But I'm saying that's the centerpiece of that deal. If you were going to put IQ for OG, now you're adding Fournier. You're getting that money to work, and you move forward. Okay, but one of them is going to go. You're not keeping both RJ and Emmanuel Quickly for OG Anunoby. You're not doing it. I'm trying to get y'all to be real. I'm telling you, you're not doing that. You're going to lose one of them. You're going to lose either IQ or you're going to lose RJ. You're not getting both. You're not going to keep both of those guys and get OG Anunoby on your team. It's not going to happen. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what. See, as far as the picks box, I can't tell you what they would do in terms of picks. I don't know. I leave that to the guys, but I'm telling you, as far as the players, if you're going to get OG Anunoby from Toronto, it's going to cost you either Emmanuel Quickly with Evan Fournier or RJ Barrett. You're not getting that level of player for nothing unless you waited till next summer. Okay, you're not doing it. So anybody sitting there saying, "Oh, I would never do that," then you won't make a move because you're not getting OG Anunoby for nothing. You're not doing it. Nothing is Evan Fournier. You're not getting that. That's not happening. That's right. Well, this is the thing, Mr. Williams. It's not Deuce. It would be IQ. IQ wants to start. It would be IQ. Now, I'll be honest. If it was now, look, if you telling me Masai Ujiri would take Deuce McBride and Evan Fournier, I'll do that. And I love Deuce. I'd do that all day. I would do it. If you telling me Masai Ujiri, which he ain't going to do, but if you said he would take Deuce McBride and Evan Fournier for OG Anunoby, I'm doing that. And tomorrow, Masai is unemployed. Shoot. Hell no. No. You need a starter. You need a starter for OG. A guy that can start. That's IQ or RJ. You need a starter. Okay? You're not going to get away with getting OG Anunoby for something less than that. You're going to get, you got to get a starter. Okay? OG Anunoby is not an all-star, but he is daggone good. And he is all NBA on the defensive side. He's one of the 15 best defenders in the NBA, according to what he just did this past year. So you're not getting that for nothing. Okay? So, see, yeah, so that's it. You know, so they would give up because RJ, all right, let's go over this again. RJ is not as good a basketball player as Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes is a better basketball player than RJ. Let me count the ways for you. You ready? Quentin Grimes is a better shooter than RJ Barrett. He's a better shooter. If you gave Quentin Grimes a number of attempts RJ Barrett has, Quentin might be an all-star. Quentin Grimes is a better free throw shooter than RJ Barrett. Quentin Grimes is a better defender, both on-ball defender, as he proved against last year in the playoffs, as well as team defender than RJ Barrett. Quentin Grimes play makes better off the ball than RJ Barrett. Moves better off the ball than RJ Barrett. Okay? So Quentin Grimes is a better basketball player than RJ Barrett. You're trading RJ because you got him on a $100 million deal and he's 23. He's future value. But you're not trading Quentin Grimes because he got him on a rookie deal and he's present value. Please understand. At least try. I understand some of y'all love RJ. I like RJ too. But you got to be real. Quentin Grimes is a better basketball player in every phase of the basketball game. In every phase, Quentin is better than Grimes. We've been talking about this saying for it. Maybe you missed it. We're talking about RJ for OG. We've been talking about that. We've been talking about RJ for OG. We've been kind of talking about that for a while now. RJ for OG. Okay. That's what I'm saying to you. So anyway, Quentin Grimes is a better ball player. He affects winning. That's what we're talking about. Who affects winning? What are we talking about when we're talking about, when I talk about players, I'm talking about players that affect winning. Have you listened to Tom Thibodeau all between your hate? Have you understood when he says what affects winning? Winning is the important thing. So Grimes affects winning in way more ways than RJ does. Way more ways than RJ does. Grimes affects winning on the defensive end. He affects winning on the shooting. He affects winning on his foul shooting. He affects winning in playmaking. He's affecting winning in rebounding. He's a better player than RJ, period. And they got Mr. Edwards. They got him at the end of the first round. Still, he's value. He's way more valuable than RJ Barrett. Way more. So no, I'm not giving up Quentin Grimes. Sorry. The Don ain't doing that. Yeah, so anyway, Masai Ujiri's in a rock and a hard place, and I'm kind of glad to see it. I'm really happy to see that because he's got to make a decision. He just lost Fred VanVleet for nothing. You better come up with something, bro. Better come up with something. Lucas, what drunken rider did you now believe that you think they offered up Grimes? Lucas, what drunken, drug-induced rider did you decide was truthful that you brought up this crap? Please tell me, who was the drunken rider? Do you even remember? Because you might have been high yourself. I mean, seriously, who was it that brought this up? They already offered Grimes. Who told you that? Who was the drunken rider that told you they offered Grimes? I mean, really, who was it? Was it Sports Illustrated, NBA Central? Which one of the crackheads did you read and you listen to believe that crap? RJ's better than Grimes? Okay, T-Mac, New York City, could you please give me some points? Where exactly is RJ better than Grimes? Tell me, is RJ a better shooter? Wait. Look it up. Oh, yeah, that's the standard answer when you have none. Okay, I got you, Lucas. You just spit out BS that you got from BS, and you just want me to look it up. I'm not looking up what's not true. Anyway, so T-Mac, what's it? T-Mac, NYC. So T-Mac, anybody, please tell me, is RJ, what areas of the basketball game is RJ better than Quentin Grimes? Could somebody please help me? What area? Somebody just said RJ is a better ball player than Quentin Grimes. Can somebody please help me with this? Because I just want to know, what areas of basketball is RJ Barrett better than Quentin Grimes? Could you please tell me? I just want to know. Where is he better? Exactly. You see, that's what I'm saying. Some of y'all, anyway, you're making lips. Oh, man. There is no area, let me just be clear again. There is no area of pro basketball where RJ Barrett is better than Quentin Grimes. There is no area, not defense, not offense, not foul shooting, not IQ, nowhere is RJ Barrett better than Quentin Grimes. There's no place. And the thing is, that's crazy about it, RJ is now going into his fifth season. Quentin Grimes is going into his third season, and he's already a better basketball player. You ain't even seen nowhere near the best of Grimes yet, and he's already a better ball player. Yeah, there it is. Black above reality. Didn't think of that. Okay. T-Mac, New York City, black above reality just saved your butt. Black above reality, I got to give it to you. RJ is the better Canadian. RJ is the better Canadian. There is no doubt. Brother, thank you. I'm glad I learned something today. RJ is the better Canadian from Toronto than Quentin Grimes. He is the better Canadian citizen. There is no doubt about that. He is the better Canadian citizen. I didn't think of that. But Black, you are right. Black, you hit the nail on the head. Dad, you right. Dad, good. Why did I think of that? Dad, going, you right, man. Shoot. Yes, I did see what RJ did in the playoffs, Lucas. And I can differentiate a good playoff performance from what is a better basketball player. You seem not to be able to do that. But Quentin Grimes was playing, the only one playing defense for New York was Quentin Grimes, Mitchell Robinson, and Josh Hart. Those are the only players, and it wasn't including RJ Barrett. Yes, RJ had a good playoff. But I say again, if you were to give Quentin Grimes the number of shots that RJ Barrett got, he'd be an all-star. We wouldn't be talking about hopefully. He'd be one. Okay? Period. End of story. Okay? If you were to give Quentin Grimes 18 shots a game, if you were to give Quentin Grimes 18 shots a game, see, you have to understand. Let me explain, please. When somebody's got to focus 90% of their energy guarding the other team's best player, okay, then you don't have the same energy on offense, especially when you're already not one of the three players getting all the shots. So Quentin Grimes was not the player to get all the shots. He was the defensive ace. which shows you how good he is. Because if you were to bring in an OG Anunoby and relieve Quentin Grimes of some of that defensive pressure that he has to carry every night, and you gave him some of them shots that RJ got, yeah, you'd have something. You really would. I'm telling you, you really would. Brunson's the best player in New York. It's not even close. Brunson's the best player. Randle's a really good player, but we all know he got shortcomings, right? I mean, I'm not saying anything new if I say Randle's got shortcomings. He really does. Bridges is probably right there, but Brunson is the dude. Brunson is that dude, man. So, yeah. Brunson should have been all NBA this year. That's how good he is, man. Brunson was, seriously though, even though he wasn't voted, I would say, my opinion, Brunson was one of the 15 best players in the NBA this year, which means he should have been on one of the all-NBA teams. He's one of the 15 best players in the NBA this past season. And I think if he stays healthy, he will be even better this coming season. Yeah, so, and I'm only looking for him to play. I would like him to play at least, if I can get 68 games again out of Brunson, I'm happy. If I can get 68 games out of him, I'm happy. Yeah, stiff neck T-Rex. Well, stiff neck gonna be without a job if he goes through this year and doesn't get something for OG Anunoby, because he's already lost Fred VanVleet for nothing. So if he don't get something for OG Anunoby and OG leaves for nothing, he's gonna be unemployed T-Rex. He's gonna be unemployed T-Rex. That's what he's gonna be if he don't get something for OG Anunoby. You know, so I wouldn't be surprised if RJ, though, if the Knicks offered RJ for OG, that would be the move I would make. I don't know if Masai would do it, but it'd be a nice transition for both sides. Be a nice transition. And Masai could sell that to his owner because we got future value with RJ. He's 23 years old. He's already signed. We got him locked down for 4 more years. You could sell that to your owner. Okay, you could sell that. Thanks, Mr. Williams. Grime affects winning more with less minutes and touches, doesn't get beat back door. Higher IQ, better passer, the paint, yep, equals better. And if he was, like I said, if you were to give him, how many shots a game does RJ get? I don't know. Let me just take a look. How many shots a game does RJ Barrett get? If you gave Grimes that number of shots that RJ gets, let me just take a look here. If you gave Quentin Grimes, he'd be an all-star, man. He'd be killing. If you gave Quentin Grimes the number of shots that RJ Barrett gets every game, shoot, you wouldn't be yelling at the TV as much as you'd be cheering. RJ took 16 shots a game this past season. 16 shots a game. If you gave Quentin Grimes 16 shots a game, yo, it'd be lights out, y'all. It'd be lights out. Okay, it'd be lights out. Lights out. Okay, so if I'm New York, I would be offering RJ because I don't have to give up Quentin IQ, which I don't want to. And if OG ever misses games, I can start Quentin Grimes. I can start IQ. I'm just keeping rolling right there, not even missing a beat. Woody Woodpecker, would you overpay the Nets to get Bridges? Well, no. No, I wouldn't. See, again, we're dealing with the Don. The Don never overpays. Y'all should understand this. Leon Rose never overpays. Never, never, never. He never overpays. Now, if you're talking about picks, Woody Woodpecker, I would give them more picks than I would otherwise. I would offer them 3 number ones and a protected number one. I would offer them 3 number ones and a protected number one for Bridges. But they've already turned that down. They were offered 4 number ones for Bridges, and they turned it down. I think Ian Begley reported that. They were offered 4 number ones from somebody for Bridges, and they turned it down. So, yeah, they're not trying to get that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Andrew Beck, with losing OG and Siakam be the final straw, losing one of them. Because remember, they already lost Fred VanVleet for nothing. They got nothing for Fred VanVleet. So if you lose Fred VanVleet and one of those two, you're done, man. There's no way you keep your job. There's no way you keep your job. There's no way you keep your job. You got to get something. So if you're going to trade OG Anunoby, you must get a starter. You must get a starter. There's no doubt you must get a starter. Or if you're trading Siakam, you must get a starter in place for Siakam. You must. You can't walk away losing one of those cats after you lost Fred VanVleet and don't get nothing. Let me ask you all, if you had that Toronto team, those guys would say the whole Toronto Raptors were New York Knicks, right? You just lost Fred VanVleet as a free agent for nothing. What would y'all be doing? Would y'all be calling? Y'all be calling for people to be fired when we winning games. I can't imagine. What would y'all do if Fred VanVleet went to Houston and the Knicks never offered him a contract? What would y'all do? Okay? What would y'all be saying? Fire Leon Rose. That's what you'd be saying. And if they did turn around again and lose OG Anunoby for nothing, come on. You'd be howling. They'd be howls all over New York. Fire Leon Rose. They'd be yelling in the stands. Fire Leon Rose. And so that's right. So now you gotta get something for OG Anunoby or Siakam, because Siakam, I heard they might be dangling him as well. But you got to get something for one of these guys. You cannot walk away from here, especially they're going to be unrestricted and get nothing. You got to have something. Well, they could have, in fact, Woody Woodpecker. $30 million is a lot of money, but that's actually in 2 years, that's more than fair value. So they could have done that. They just messed up. Period. They should have got that done before the season was over. They just messed up. They waited too long. Masai messed up. No, there's no way about it. He messed up. They waited too long. Thank you, George Thomas. I appreciate that. Yes, that's right, JF. And so is the Don. They're both focused on winning deals. That's right. But Ujiri's in a bad spot right now. I'm telling you. So with Evan Fournier hanging out here, I feel like something's going to get done. We'll see. We're going to see what happens. But look, time for me to take my wife out. My wife wants this new pizza place. I'm not eating no bread, but my wife wants this new pizza. It's called, what's the name? Flipping something. It's a new pizza place around here called Flip or something. She wants to get that. So I'm going to take her over there so she can get her little Flip pizza. And then I'm going to stop by the store and get some things, man. It's called Flip pizza, Flipper, something like that. Flippers, right. You know it, organic. You know it. It's called Flippers. They got one over here in Claremont. So I'm going to go over there and they got the BJ's right next door. So I'm going to stop in there, take her to get her flippers. And hopefully come back and do my burpees later. I got to do at least 60 burpees. I want to get 100 burpees done today. That's my goal. If I get 100 today, I'll be very happy. But let's see what happens. Yeah, I'm gonna have some organic ground beef with some eggs today. But that's what she wants, the Flippers pizza. So we're gonna do no, it's called Flippers. It is. It's right organic. It's Flippers, isn't it? Organic lives around here. It's Flippers. It's Flippers Pizza is the name of it. Man, she even found that. She going crazy, man. She loved that place. Yeah. And they do a crust out of she can't eat bread either, but they do a crust out of like cauliflower crust. Yeah. Like I said, I ain't doing with it. Yeah, no, that's too much sugar for me, Blair. I ain't dealing with that. Yeah, I hear you. You be slipping. Oh, I hear you, Andrew. Yeah, that's too much sugar for me. I'm signing off sugar, bro. No more sugar, man. Signing off sugar. What's up, New York Knicks City and squad? Thank you, man. Can Wemby need some slices? Wemby needs some pies, that young man. But he gonna be all right. Hey, good Woody Woodpecker. Margaret, cauliflower crust. That's right, cauliflower crust. I'm in Florida, outside Orlando. DeCoulis 718. I'm outside of Orlando, here in Florida, with a couple of my Florida buddies, like Organic Fanatic. Lazarus, come on, man. Come on, man. Oh, gosh. Yeah. So we permanently in the Sunshine State. So we see all the people coming down for vacation, and then and what do you call them people? So winter, what do you call them people? Snowbirds. Snowbirds come down last year. Yeah, they always do that, Berkowitz. You know that. Last year, what they had the Knicks last year? 37 wins, if they had that. But the Knicks winning 50 plus this year. Knicks winning 50 plus. Y'all, enjoy. Shalom.